Everyone, and welcome back. In the previous video, we learned how to create a two-bedroom plan, right? And then also how to fix our doors and windows on the plan. So now we'll be moving on to labeling our plan, such as the living room, the bedroom, and the rest, and also dimensioning our plan, giving it the dimension that is required of it, just similarly the way it is in the sketch we used for our drawing, just the way it is. And remember, in the previous video I said these dimensions that are given are for the internal dimensions, right? So we'll go ahead and create that, and using the AutoCAD now, we will now determine the external dimension also. We'll go ahead and label the dimension for the internal component of the plan, just like the way we've done here, and then AutoCAD will determine the external dimension. Now, you know, the external dimension now will now be including the internal dimension plus the thickness of the walls, right? It will be adding everything up together to give us our total external dimension. So without wasting much time, let's go ahead and do that. Now we've started the drawing here, right? We'll just go ahead and click on it, and it will be open for us. So here is it. Here is the plan we made in the previous video. So now for us to label and dimension our plan, we can just simply come here as our text and dimension here, right? Our text, you can just click on multi-line text. But meanwhile, once you start doing that, your text for the labeling and for your dimension will not show. Though it is there as you are doing that, it will not show because you've not set some parameters that are needed to be set. For example, okay, let's first of all switch off the hatch to make it easier for us to be able to dimension. Don't worry, we'll switch that back on. Now let's assume we want to write a text here now, right? Let's click on our multi-line text, and then let's specify first corner and drag it. And now let us indicate our bedroom. So this is, okay, sorry, bedroom, right? Enter. Okay, sorry. After that, then we'll now click on the worksheet, anywhere around the worksheet. You see that our bedroom is not showing, right? Because we've not set the parameters that are needed to be set. So for us to do that, what we just need to do is to come to annotate here. Let's come down here to annotate. Here we are seeing our text panel here and our dimension panel here, right? So now first of all, let's go back to home. Since we want to start with our text first, and we've created layer for our text, right? Then we can just come here and select it as the current layer for our text. Now let's go back to annotate, and then let's come down here to this arrow here to be able to edit our text and give it the required dimension and yes, the required dimension for it to be able to show on our plan. Now I've clicked on it. Now when you open it, first of all, you'll be having annotative and standard here, right? But it's advisable not to edit the standard because just like the way we are advised not to change your the zero you're having on your layers, this one here. When you wanted to create your layer from the start, we are advised not to touch this, either this or def point, either be having this zero or def point. It's advisable not to touch it. Those are the ones that came in with AutoCAD, right? It's advisable to just create your own. Now here also it's just the same method here also. Don't touch the standard here. Just come here to new and let's name our design here. So definitely this edits we are making now, it will only be affecting the current work we are working on, the current work we are doing now. It will not affect the AutoCAD standard edit or standard measurement that have been in place. So now we just go ahead and let us give it the name of our choice. I'll be going with my first practice, right? And let's okay. Sorry. Okay. Why is this thing misbehaving? Okay. So now I'll select it. After selecting it, sorry, I will select it. After selecting it, then I will be able to change. I'll be able to edit, change the font, the text, and everything. So after selecting it, I'll just set it as current. That's what I want to be working with currently, right? And I'll just come here and then choose the font I want. I'll be going with Georgia. I'll leave this in regular, right? And then the text height for it to be shown on our plan. So I'll just go with, let me try 250, right? And then I think that's just the major things we need to change here and apply. Then let's close. So now we'll go ahead and come here and click on multi-line text. So now let us specify our corners. Now do you now see that the ABC is now showing? Let's select it again. You see that there's an ABC showing below our cursor. Earlier on when we've not set it, it was not showing, indicating that our text will not be showing. Now that we've set our text height, now it will be showing, right? Definitely our text will be showing. So now let's specify opposite corner and then let's write our bedroom, right? And then now you see that it is now showing, right? Now let's just move it and kind of place it in the center. Now that I've placed it in the center, instead of me now going back, selecting multi-line text and everything and doing it for everything one by one, I'll just continue copying since it's still the same measurement we want to be using but just different text. I'll just continue copying it and then edit it. To do that, I'll just select this first one, copy, CO, specify my base point, and then copy it here since this is also a bedroom, right? Copy it here also. This is my living room. Here also, my kitchen, my dining, the terrace, lobby, the toilet and bath. Okay, let me leave this terrace. Once I edit this, I'll just copy it here. And then the visitor's toilet, right? So we'll just go ahead and edit that. And for us to edit, just place your cursor on top of the letter, any of the letter, and then double click. It will bring out the editing box, the box like as if you want to type, and then we can just go ahead to highlight it and change it to this our lobby, right? And then click on it. You can just adjust it and move it to the middle, right? Now the same thing goes for this also. This now will be toilets slash our bath. Since though in your design you might kind of create your toilet separate and your bathroom separate, just label them like that. I'm doing this as toilet slash bathroom because the two are together here, right? They are together. So that's why I'm kind of doing it like that. So now let's copy it here also, right? I think we are done with that. Now let's come here and change this to our living room. And we are good to go. And then also for here, we are having our dining. Sorry, this is our dining here. Let's just move it to the middle. Let's just kind of place it. Okay, let me see if I can rotate it to make it balance. Okay, I think it's kind of looking okay like this. Same thing goes for terrace. Let's highlight it. Terrace, and then now before we rotate this, let us copy it and bring it here horizontally first. Since this also a tail is here, now let's rotate this and place it diagonally. Yeah, I think it's kind of okay like this. Let's move this. Okay, let's bring it down a little bit. Let me off my snap. I think that's what is making it misbehave. Okay, I think it's okay like this, right? Let's change this also. No, I think this is also looking okay like this. And then this here is our, let me switch this back on, and this here is our kitchen, right? So let's go ahead and label it kitchen. And here is our guest toilet or visitors toilet. So I'll just go ahead and either I use V toilet, visitors toilet, or G toilet as you want it, maybe guest toilet or visitors toilet. It's the same. So I'll just move it here in the middle, and yeah, we are good to go. So now we've labeled our plan, right? We've given it the label that is required.